Expect things to get busy at Memphis International Airport over the next few weeks. People from across the world fly in and out of here. But one Memphis native got an eyeful on her recent trip back home.
Because I was in shock, I think initially, surprised.
Dee Jordan couldn't believe what she saw when she got off the plane. Plenty of people around the terminals talking, greeting, and wearing no mask.
This wasn't just one or two people. This was scores of people. And in fact, some of them were quite jubilant and chatting and talking and laughing. And all I could think about was how many respiratory droplets were entering the atmosphere inside of the airport.
Taylor, who works as a researcher in infectious disease, was on alert. She even snapped these pictures showing travelers and some airport workers going about their business with no mask on or mask worn incorrectly, pulled down, all while signs around the airport clearly state masks are required.
They have multiple screens that give different messages, and in fact, one is quite large. It states, face masks are required. It's a federal mandate. It has the TSA logos. I was quite upset because I lost my niece in January to COVID-19. She was 24. And then I lost my aunt in February to COVID-19.
Jordan wants to know why things are different in Memphis when COVID cases are still an issue, and what the airport is doing to make travelers comply with masking rules.
I started at Logan International. Everyone was in their mask, no issues. On my plane, no issues, no concerns. In Atlanta, the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, no issues at all. Shockingly, when I arrived in Memphis, I think it broke my heart in multiple ways, because to be born in a place and to see the uncaring of others, it's the holiday season and people are going to move about the country and the world, and this is concerning.
We asked airport officials about the mask mandate. They declined to go on camera, but sent us a statement from the airport president saying federal law requires travelers to wear masks in all U.S. airports, and every employer has a role in enforcement, and each manages employee and passenger compliance, meaning it's up to TSA to manage masks at security checkpoints, while the airlines manage gates and boarding. When our cameras went to the airport, we did see a majority of travelers masked up. Of course, there were a few who were not. But we were also in the main terminal and did not go past security. Jordan said she even brought the issue to the attention of an airport worker who she says didn't seem concerned.
Why are so many people present without their mask on? She said, yeah, it's a real problem, and kind of left it at that. And that also bugged me.
The president of the airport says police provide assistance if passengers refuse to comply with the mask mandate. Passengers who do not comply are not allowed to pass through checkpoint or board an aircraft and may be removed from the airport. The federal government could also levy civil penalties, but to date there have been no instances of that nature at Memphis International. So here's what to remember when you're traveling. Masks are a must by federal law. The airport says it wants all passengers to feel safe, and they encourage you, if you have any concerns, to report them. Dee Jordan plans to.
It should be unacceptable for any one of the employees of the airport on a shift to see people without masks and to allow that to stand.
April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
Now, on top of that, we can tell you airports and airlines also require employees to wear face coverings at work.